Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani, your research analyst at SBI Securities. I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. अगर मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो, so that I know you all are with me live in the session. We just wait for a couple of minutes because I see that people are joining in. And in the meantime, if I'm audible and visible, to let me know. And then we should be good to go in a minute from now. Chandrasekhar ji saying audio video is good. Okay, perfect. So I'm just waiting for others to also join and comment in the chat box. Sudhakar ji, good afternoon to you as well. Audio video clear. Okay, perfect. Vinay ji, good afternoon to you as well. Okay. So I guess people have settled in. So let us start off with today's mid-market session, guys. So first up with an update on the global markets. So if you look at the US markets yesterday, Dow Jones closed 0.47% higher. S&P 500 closed 0.64% higher, while the Nasdaq closed around 0.52% higher. If we look at Dow futures, that closed around 0.07% lower. So it is so we can expect a slight flat to negative start to the US markets today. But overall, US markets have been on a winning streak for 3 consecutive days now. If you look at the European markets, if you look at Germany, Germany was flat. I mean, it had a flat to negative close, 0.02%. London was down 0.32%. France was down 0.37%, while Euro Stoxx index almost closed flat. So European markets, had a flat close yesterday. If you look at the Asian markets are also relatively flat today. If we see Nikkei is just up around 10 points. Hang Seng is down 1.14%. Even China is negative 0.07%. Kospi relatively has been doing better as far as the Asian indices are concerned. So Kospi is up 0.28%. Nifty is flat. We are just down around 2 points. So no intraday movement today in Nifty. Almost flat now. We are just down around 1 point, and even Sensex we are just down 20 points. So absolutely no momentum in the index today. We are absolutely trading flat. And these are the days when especially trading in index becomes very difficult due to lack of momentum here. But if you look at how the indices have performed in the last 1 month, so Kospi has been the major performing index, which is up around 6%. If you see, the US markets had a very good outing in the last 1 month. Nasdaq was up 5%, Dow Jones 4.5% higher, S&P around 4% higher. But if you see, Nifty has not been major. In fact, it has been a worst performing index if we compare with the global peers. It's not a negative, but we are just up around 0.14% in the last 1 month or so. So a lot of catching up to do. There is still, the choppy movement that we are seeing in the index. It was trading below the trend line. It's above the trend line. India VIX is at the record lows. So there's, absolute lack of, volatility in the markets currently. If you look at the macro indicators, dollar index, again, post the rise in the last 3 sessions, again, it kind of fell around 0.46%, and it still trades below its 20-day EMA. So as long as 98.5 is not taken out, I don't think dollar index is going to be a major worry for us. If we look at dollar by rupee, so we could see rupee gaining strength in the last 3 trading sessions. Almost from 91.1, we are down to almost 89.7 now. So we still want rupee to gain more strength in the coming sessions. Ideally, if we go below 89, 88, that could probably rekindle interest as far as the FIIs are concerned. If you look at the US government bonds 10-year yields, it's at 4.15%. So, post, Federal Reserve cutting the interest rates, the moment in the US government bonds 10-year yields have relatively been flat. So below 4.1% is where the support is. But I think any move above 4.2, that could probably make the US bond markets kind of attractive. If you look at the Indian government bonds 10-year yields, so we can see we had a spike in the yields here. This is probably, I feel, not many people are looking into it. But Indian government bonds breaking out of a symmetrical triangle, then giving a retest, and again hitting a high of 6.7%. I think probably that is what is kind of keeping the equity markets little choppy. Because if the yields goes up, let's say if it goes to 6.7, 6.8, it's usually the bond market that becomes very attractive. And also yields going up is not a very good sign, or not a very promising sign as far as the equity markets are concerned. So keep an eye on Indian government bonds 10-year yields. I think any move above 6.7 could probably keep our equity markets under pressure. If you look at crude oil, so crude oil saw a jump of around 2.5%. One day prior, it was around 1%. So a couple of news. One is that US Coast Guard blocked an oil tanker, in the intercontinental waters. That was Venezuela oil tanker को block किया था उन्होंने, intercept किया था. And secondly, even Ukraine has hit some vessels of Russia, for the first time. So that has kind of led to some supply-led disruptions as far as the oil is concerned. And that is the reason why, we could see crude oil jumping from around 55 to, $58 a barrel. If you look at India VIX, so India VIX is at the record lows. So yesterday we saw India VIX almost hitting a low of 8.86. Absolutely no, volatility in the markets. Premiums are cheap. Intraday movement has been absolutely subdued. We can see that in today's session. Nifty is just down around 1 point. So very difficult to, trade as far as intraday is concerned, especially in index. Stock specific action, obviously, CPSE, PSE sectors, railway stocks are kind of doing well in the last two sessions, but trading in index is very difficult when the VIX is at such elevated, at such low levels. Another cause of concern, I feel, is gold prices rising, because usually when the markets go up, gold doesn't usually go up like this. Is there something big, that is going to happen? We don't know. But gold moving to $4,480 an ounce and also breaking past the previous high, and even central banks have been piling up on gold. Usually, gold movement like this is kind of unusual. So we'll have to wait and see as to why gold prices are moving up like this. Ideally, gold was relatively quieter, but again, for the last two sessions, if you see, gold prices have started to go up. Are the central banks piling up gold as a hedge? If they are seeing something that we don't see, we'll have to wait and watch, because usually when markets go up, gold has a tendency to go down, and gold only acts as a hedge. And the fact that gold prices are rising, it's almost at the highs, $4,480 an ounce. And with the central banks also buying a lot of gold, is there something that they are anticipating? Is there something that we don't know yet? I think that is only something, the type can tell. If you look at silver, so silver nearing the $70 an ounce mark. I guess there is no stopping silver. Currently, it's almost at the highs here. 69.99 was the high. I think it looks set to move towards, $73, $75 an ounce in the short term. So both gold and silver are going up. Even palladium, as a metal, has started to outperform. So a lot of, buying happening in the commodities market, whereas equity markets are relatively subdued. And also the fact that the bond market, if you look at the yields, that is also at the higher side here. So these are some of the things, keep in mind. These are some of the things that, we want to track. So overall, if we look at the only cause of worry is the gold prices moving up like this. And also for the fact that silver prices, gold prices are moving up, and the Indian government bonds 10-year yields are also at around 6.7%. If you look at the FI positioning, so post 3 days of buying, where the FI has bought around 3,600 crores, they sold around very marginal figure of 457 crores yesterday in the cash market. एंड बट कल हमने देखा था, कल के सेशन में एक बड़ा गैप अप हुआ था. आई थिंक FIIs have covered some shorts, because of which the long short ratio has moved up from 8.1% to 11.4%. From minus 1,64,000, the net index futures contracts have come down to minus 1,44,000. So there is some kind of short covering that we saw in yesterday's session. But having said that, FII still continue to hold more shorts. They have around 89% short positions and only 11% long positions for now. So ideally, this figure needs to improve. So next Tuesday we have the monthly rollover. So we'll have to wait and see if there is any changes, because we expect a long short ratio to move significantly, especially on the monthly expiry days. But for the last 3-4 months, the long short ratio has relatively stayed within that 10 to 20% band, and there is no signs of any short covering. I think the major news, I think it's the India US deal. It is getting delayed a lot. I think a lot of people were expecting that a deal would probably materialize by year end, but it doesn't look like we might have a deal in probably by 2025. Hopefully, by March to 2026, we should have a deal. Plus, I think January will be a very important month, because we'll have the Q3 numbers. Then there'll be a lead up to the budget. So there'll be a lot of speculation going around. There'll be some sectors, that will start moving. We can already see railway sectors have started to move. There are defense counters have kind of started moving up from the lows here. So a lot of people will start buying CPSE, PSE names, currently. But nevertheless, FII still are bearish on our markets. And I feel only a strong India US deal can bring them back to our markets here. If we look at Nifty, so Nifty, it gave a neckline breakout yesterday, a double bottom neckline breakout. So there was a double bottom around the 25,700, 25,750 zone. And this was the neckline around 26,050. We discussed this level yesterday. 26,050 is a strong level. Nifty needs to hold above this. We got the closing above this level around 26,172 is where Nifty closed yesterday. And we are near the previous swing high now. The previous swing high was near about the 26,200 mark. We are at 26,175 now. So I think once this swing high gets taken out, I think the next probable resistance for Nifty would be this high of 26,300, 26,320. So we are still roughly around 140, 150 points away from the all-time highs here. But considering the fact that Nifty has broken a downward sloping trend line and it has given a breakout, though there is no strong follow-through buying that we are seeing in Nifty today, but I feel there is definitely some change in the trend. I mean, Nifty has started to move up, and I think it's a matter of time before we hit the all-time highs again. And the 20-day EMA on the downside, that is around 26,000. That is where the next support for Nifty is placed. So I think it's very important for Nifty to stay above the 20-day EMA mark. And as long as Nifty stays above the 26,000 mark, the overall trend is likely to be positive. If you look at Sensex, so pretty similar story in Sensex as well. So Sensex gave a downward sloping trend line breakout yesterday. It also closed above the 20-day EMA. Though we don't see any strong follow through buying in the index today, but nevertheless we are still above the previous day's high. But I think this high, the previous high that was made by Sensex on 5th of December was the 85,800 mark. We are at 85,500 now, so we are still lagging behind. I think 85,800 is where the first resistance for Sensex is placed. So I think right now it's at 85,500. Hopefully Sensex should move towards 85,800. And once 85,800 gets taken out, I think then we can expect Sensex to move towards 86,150, 86,200 levels in the short term. On the downside, again, this 20-day EMA somewhere around 85,000, that is likely to act as a strong support. And as long as Sensex trades above the 85,000 mark, the overall trend is likely to be positive for Sensex as well. Though Nifty, if you look at Nifty, Nifty is almost, if you see today's high was 26,206. We hit the previous high here, though we are still around 25, 27 points below the previous high. Sensex is almost 300 points lower than this swing high here. So this swing high becomes very critical. And I think once we take out this swing high, chances are that, we can move towards the 86,200 mark in Sensex also. If you look at Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty again, it's slightly underperforming compared to Nifty and Sensex. So Bank Nifty here, it gave an upward sloping breakdown. And then I think on 18th of December, it tried to reclaim this trend line. But eventually it saw, profit booking at the higher levels. Though gradually we could see that Bank Nifty has been moving up, but it is relatively forming thin body candles here. So you can see there is a doji. Then yesterday again there was a doji here with wicks on either sides and with a thin body. Again today the body is extremely thin with wicks on either sides here. So definitely there is indecision, in the Bank Nifty space. And Bank Nifty, though it is trading above the 20-day EMA, it is still below the trend line. So it is relatively underperforming the Nifty index here. But talking about the key levels, one good point is that Bank Nifty is trading above the 20-day EMA. So around 59,100, 59,150, that zone is likely to act as a strong support zone for Bank Nifty. But I think this previous high is important. 59,550, 59,600. Bank Nifty needs to take out this zone. I think once 59,600 is taken out, I think the next resistance would be 59,800, and then I think we will gradually move to 60,100. While on the downside, 59,000, 59,100, that zone is likely to act as a strong support zone for Bank Nifty. So Nifty is doing well, relatively stronger. Sensex is also above its 20-day EMA. Bank Nifty is slightly underperforming. But the trend for all the three indices, whether it's Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Sensex, all three is positive. If you look at the heat map today, as far as the BFSI space is concerned, ICICI Bank is down 0.67%. HDFC is up 0.66. Shriram Finance continues to move higher. It's up around 2%. Bajaj Finserv is flat. Bajaj Finance is up 0.34%. Kotak Bank, it's up 0.67%. So BFSI is relatively mixed. IT is seeing some profit booking today. So yesterday IT was very strong. But Infi is down 1.5%. TCS is down 0.77%. Wipro, Eternal, Tech Mahindra all continue to move down. HCL Tech is the only IT stock that is positive. Oil and gas is also flat today, so no support from Reliance. Reliance is down 0.04%. ONGC is up 1%. Coal India is doing well. It's up around 3.4% in today's trade. Auto is also, you could say, mixed. Maruti is down 0.29%. Bajaj Auto is down 0.51%. Whereas Mahindra, Eicher, and Tata Motors passenger vehicles, that is up around 1.7% here. Bharti Airtel is down 1%. So also there is good traction in the cement space. Of course, there was a news of Ambuja, ACC, and Orient merger news. I think that is kind of weighing on the cement stocks today. So if you look at Dalmia Bharat, India Cements, Ambuja Cements, Ultratech, Shree Cements, all these cement counters are kind of doing well. But I don't see a trend reversal yet in the cement space. Majority of them, if you see, they are just giving a bounce back from the lower levels. Too early to say if this is a trend reversal, but it's just the news that is rubbing off on the sentiment in the cement space here. If you look at the metal stocks, metals are also relatively quiet. Hindalco is up 0.74%. Tata Steel is up 0.82%. Power Grid is doing well today. It's up 1.34%. So all your PSE, CPSE names are doing well in today's trade. NTPC is up 1%. BL 0.63% higher. Pharma, there is no support from the pharma space today. Sun Pharma is down 0.45%, Cipla is down 0.54%, and Dr. Reddy is down 0.30% here. So I feel if there is any pickup in the BFSI and IT, I feel Nifty can move up higher. Until then, the intraday movement can be relatively sideways for Nifty today. If you look at the sectoral performance, if you look at the last 5 days performance, the sectors that are doing well, so we could see that defense stocks are seeing some traction. So there is some buying that has happened in the defense stocks from the lower levels. So purely just basis the last 5 days trend, defense counters are seeing some interest around 4.8%. Capital market stocks are also doing well. It's up around 3.6%. So CPSE, you can see there is a comeback. All your CPSE counters, so you can look at IRFC, RVNL, IRCON, Texrail, all your railway stocks, Titagar, Jupiter Wagons, all these counters are doing well. So CPSE is up 3%. IT choppy, but it's still up. It's up around 2.5%. So again, realty continues to remain negative. Financial services also, it's relatively flat, and private banks continues to underperform like we saw in the bank Nifty chart. If we look at the sectors that are in focus, so let me just see. So the first stock that I want to talk about is Coal India. So if you look at Coal India, so Coal India has given a downward sloping trendline breakout on the daily chart, and this breakout is supported by volume spike as well. And RSI has also moved sharply above 60. You can see DI plus is above DI minus, and you can see the green histogram bars are rising in Coal India here. So definitely, I think Coal India is one stock that you can have in your watch list. So around 318, 390 is where the support is. And if we get a move above, if we get a sustained move above, ideally we should be seeing 410, 415 in Coal India in the short term. Apart from that, even NMDC, if you see, NMDC has given a horizontal trendline breakout on the daily chart. So this zone of 78.5 to 79 was acting as a strong resistance for NMDC. So NMDC has given a breakout, and the breakout was supported by a sharp rise in the volumes as well. The RSI has moved above 60. The DI lines are widening here. So you can see DI plus is well above DI minus. MACD line is also above the signal line and zero line. So as long as 78.5 holds on the downside, so the trend for NMDC also looks positive. The other counter that is doing well is Glenmark. So Glenmark, if you see again, it has given a horizontal trendline breakout on the daily chart yesterday. And you can see that the volumes are also kind of gradually rising in the last 3 sessions. And there is a strong follow through that we are seeing in Glenmark today. So the immediate support is around 1985, 1990. So as long as 1990 holds up in Glenmark, the overall trend is likely to remain positive. The RSI is in a rising mode. The DI plus has gone well above the DI minus, and also the MACD line is above the signal line and zero line here. Apart from that, one another counter is Godrej Consumer Products. So Godrej Consumer, if you see from the last 3-4 sessions, it was unable to break the 1200 mark. So today also it tried. It made a high of 1206. But we could see some profit booking coming in at the higher levels here. But I think if Godrej CP manages to give a strong close above 1200, 1205, then chances are that we can see an up move towards 1250, 1260 levels in the short term, with around 1170, 1175 acting as a strong support for the stock. Apart from that, Triveni Engineering is one stock that looks good on the daily charts. Again, it has given a horizontal trendline resistance breakout. So we got a breakout yesterday. There is a strong follow through move that we are seeing today. RSI has breached the 60 mark and it has gone up, and it is at around 68 at this point of time. You can see MACD line is well above the zero line and signal line with rising green histogram bars. You can see the ADX is also rising, so that also indicates towards strengthening bullish trend. So the bullish trend is kind of getting stronger. So as long as 380 holds on the downside in Triveni, we can expect stock to move towards 420, 425 levels in the short term. One name from the IT space is Emphasis. So Emphasis again, we saw it took a bounce from the 50-day EMA on the daily chart. Though overall it has been consolidating in a range. If you see 2930 on the upside and 2810 on the downside, so this was majorly the zone in which Emphasis was consolidating in. And today it seems like there is some buying interest seeing in Emphasis here. It has moved above 60. The DI plus has just crossed over DI minus in the ADX indicator, so that also indicates a shift. You can see that the bullish trend is kind of getting stronger. Though the MACD line is almost flat, but nevertheless, if we get a move about 2950, I think we can expect Emphasis to keep moving up even higher. The next stock that I want to talk about is UPL. So UPL also has given a breakout. So you could see this was UPL was kind of consolidating in a range. So on the downside around 730 was a strong support for UPL. While on the upside around 770 was a strong resistance. Yesterday it gave a breakout. Again, we are seeing some follow through action in the stock today. The RSI has moved above 60. Again, you can see the DI lines are widening and MACD has crossed over the signal line here. So as long as 770 holds on the downside, the trend remains positive for UPL. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is CUB. So City Union Bank has given a fresh breakout. 284 was a strong resistance for City Union Bank. It held on to its 20-day EMA that acted as a dynamic support for the stock. RSI has, it's in a rising mode. It has moved above 60. DI plus is above DI minus. You can see that the red histogram bars are shrinking. That indicates towards bullish momentum here. So on the downside, around 273, 275 is likely to act as a strong support. And if this level holds, if City Union Bank is able to hold about 284, 285, chances are that we can expect stock to move higher. So that was all about today's bend market session. And since you are aware, today 4 o'clock we are doing one more important session on relative rotational graphs. How many of you all are aware of this tool which is called as RRG, or the relative rotational graph, the one that you can see on my screen here? How many of you all have actually kind of seen this charts? If you all can let me know in the chat box. अगर आपने रेशियो चार्ट्स के बारे में डेफिनेटली हमने लास्ट वीक में देखा था, बट हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू ऑल आर aware or have seen these kind of charts, and how many of you all know what these charts mean? Because today evening at 4 o'clock we'll be having a webinar exactly on this. This will actually help your that will help you improve your stock picking to a great extent. This will actually give you, so if you look at, so we'll have a detailed discussion today evening from 4 to 5. So we are having a webinar on that. So basically you can see there are 4 quadrants here: improving, leading, weakening, lagging. So we can clearly see that today the CPSE and PSE space both are showing relative strength and as well as relative momentum as well. And if you look at the PSE space here, PSE space mein you can look at all these stocks: RVNL, IRFC, REC, PFC, BHEL, Coal India, Power Grid. All these are under the leading quadrant now. So you can clearly see that these are the stocks that are showing strong intraday momentum. So we'll have a detailed discussion on RRG today at 4 o'clock. So if you are new to RRG, if you want some more information, it will be a very good information. At least every day, if you look at this, you'll get a sense of which are the intraday stocks or intraday sectors that are showing strong relative strength as well as momentum as well. हम लोग रेशियो चार्ट्स में हमें सिर्फ relative strength के बारे में पता चलता है, but when you compare ratio charts with RRG, that is your relative rotational graph, you also get to see which sectors are in momentum as well. Because especially if you are an intraday trader, momentum is very important for you to make money. So relative strength plus momentum, that is what RRG graph is. So we'll discuss that. We'll पूरा detail में हम लोग देखेंगे इसको कैसे read करते हैं, etc. Okay, so let us start off with our question and answer session. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box, and I'll be happy to take your queries and answer them. I think Sudhakar ji ne Ashok Leland and TMCV. So we can do a ratio chart. Between the two, I feel I think it's Tata Motors commercial vehicles can look stronger out of the 2 years. So if we look at TMCV, since the demerger, I think TMCV has relatively moved up. So between Ashok Leyland and TMCV, I would say purely basis on the charts here, I think you can go for Tata Motors commercial vehicles. So that looks better from a relative strength perspective. Sir, from December 6th, delta-based open interest calculated, can explain in brief and how it impacts trader. I'm not sure about that, Sachinji. I don't know. Maybe, and I'll have to look at it once, before I could explain that to you. I'm not sure. Nothing, but पता नहीं, मुझे देखना पड़ेगा डेल्टा बेस्ड ओपन इंटरेस्ट. एक बार मुझे देखने दो सचिन जी, मैं कल के सेशन में आज उसके बारे में पढ़ के आई लेट यू नो व्हाट दैट मींस. I honestly at this point of time I have no information regarding that. Pramod ji is asking for Tata Capital. Tata Capital, it's good. I think today we are seeing a strong jump of around 4%. I think you can consider having 330 as a stop loss for Tata Capital or a support for this particular stock here. Vimta Labs. Okay, let me look at Vimta Labs. Okay, so if you look at Vimta Labs, so Vimta Labs also seems to be, picking up some momentum here, though I would say the chart structure is not very strong. But if you're holding, then probably you can consider 590, 595 as support. If you're looking for a fresh entry, wait for the stock to close above this particular level. That is your confluence of 50 and 100-day EMA. That is somewhere around 635. Wait for a close above 635 and consider around 590, 595 as an SL in Vimta Labs here. For Mazdoc, fresh levels to enter. I mean, though there is some buying that we are seeing at the lower levels here, I still feel we are yet to see a strong trend reversal in Mazgao Dock. See, if you want to take a chance at the current levels, maybe you can take a chance, assuming that this is the bottom here. I don't really know if this is a bottom, because considering the fact that we are yet to take out the previous swing high, unless and until the previous swing high is not taken out, I would say avoid Mazgao Dock. But if you want to take a chance with small quantities, just to enter at the lower levels here, maybe you can consider entering, but having around 2400 as an SL, because if it falls back down again, then it's better to avoid. But let's say you go with a small amount here with around 2400 as an SL, and if it keeps moving higher, you can gradually keep on adding up to your positions. But I still feel, Mazgao Dock, I don't see a trend reversal yet totally in this particular stock here. Rajini is asking for IREDA. Again, there is bounce back again that we are seeing at the lower levels here. Again, too early to call it as a trend reversal. Very similar to one we saw in Mazgao Dock. So ये सारे CPSE, PSE काउंटर्स अगर आप देखोगे, रेलवे काउंटर्स हाल ही में 2-3 दिन से एक बाउंस देखने को मिला है. इसमें एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉलो थ्रू भी हमें देखना चाहिए. सो अभी भी अगर आप देखोगे प्रीवियस भले एक डबल बॉटम नेकलाइन ब्रेकआउट मिला है. सो इफ यू वांट टू टेक अ चांस, maybe you can have around 129, 130 as a strong support for IREDA. Champaji is asking for Axis Bank. Axis Bank, I would say hold until 1215. अगर 1215 के नीचे जाता है, it's better to exit. थोड़ा सा relatively weak लग रहा है. Even private banking space is kind of lagging behind. So around 1215 is where you can keep your support for Axis Bank here. If it falls below 1215, it's better to exit Alok Industries avoid karna Rajni ji, because see, penny stock, you won't get much returns in this. एंड अगेन ये जितना तेजी से ऊपर जाता है उतना तेजी से ये गिर भी सकता है. इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड. अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी है तो मे बी अराउंड 15.5 का एसएल लगा के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो, बट अवॉइड फ्रेश एंट्री इन दिस. इवन जेपी पावर, अवॉइड. See, all these stocks, these stocks are not going to give you hefty returns. And also, if you look at the trend is absolutely weak. So around, consider 17.5 as an SL. I would say avoid both Alok and JP Power. Azad Engineering is good. I was kind of looking at the charts today morning, but I feel wait till this resistance gets taken out. At least wait until 1750, 1755. Any strong breakout above that can be positive for Azad Engineering. ICICI, AMC can hold it for long term. I think the data is very insignificant or insufficient to give a technical view on that. But I feel from a long term perspective, you can continue to hold ICICI, AMC. Will there be any effect of US versus Venezuela right now on our stock market? I don't see a big impact because if you see, the overall trend for crude is still down. Though despite the pullback that we have seen in the last 2-3 sessions, the overall trajectory is down. And as far as 61, forget about 61. I think as far as $65 a barrel is not taken out on the upside, I don't see a big risk to our markets. And also with the fact that now we are seeing rupees kind of gaining strength against the dollar. I mean, too early to say, but I don't think there is going to be a significant impact of that particular news on our markets, especially on crude oil prices. Maulik ji is asking for Dabur. Dabur again, the trend is down. Better to avoid Dabur. So I think the next support is around 485. Below 485, the price can move down even further. If you look at Vedanta, Vedanta is good. I think the overall metal space is doing well. So Vedanta, you can consider holding with around 565 as support. So 565 is likely to act as a strong support for Vedanta. NMDC is good. I think today it has, we just discussed NMDC, you can consider having 78.5 as SL. Rakesh ji saying uncertainties around yen carry trade, potential rise in US yields continue to risk. Q3 earnings needs to be closely watched. Yeah, Q3 earnings, yen carry trade, US yields, Japanese yields, Indian yields are also going up. Q3 results, then the budget season, plus the India-US trade deal. So there are a lot of uncertainty still prevailing around. Hopefully, if we have a very good Q3 and if we have a very good budget, hopefully we should be well past our all-time highs. But nevertheless, I feel the markets will be keenly looking at what happens between India and US. I think everyone is waiting since last 3.5, 4 months now, and there is absolutely no progress on that. Yeah, you can, Rakesh. The NMDC is good. NMDC is today it has given a fresh breakout. I think you can continue to hold. PNB, Punjab National Bank, the momentum is relatively sideways. Maybe if you are holding, then have around 116 as an SL or a stop loss for Punjab National Bank. Gold price have rocketed while jewelry stocks have crashed. I think the other worry is why the gold prices are moving up like this, because especially if we are in a good market, a bull market, then ideally your gold prices shouldn't be moving as much as it is moving currently. The fact that central banks have been buying a lot of gold and gold prices moving at least towards the $4,500 an ounce mark now. Is there something negative that we don't know, or others are anticipating? That is something that we need to wait and see. IRFC holding since 136. You can continue to hold. You can have around 115 as a SL or support for IRFC. Or should we do bottom fishing in railway and defense stocks? I think I'm quite divided in this because see, both are in traction since last three trading sessions. Plus, budget. The announcement that will happen on the 1st of February. Obviously, there'll be some news around railway and defense stocks here. So, if you want to take a chance, I would say don't go heavy. Maybe go with small quantities. If it goes up, gradually keep on adding the quantities. If not, have a very strong, strict support RNSL. The moment you see the momentum fizzles out, it's better to exit. But you can take a chance. I won't say totally avoid karna chahiye because these sectors will definitely be in flavor in the month of Jan. But don't go heavy. Go with small quantities and go with a strict SL. That is what I would say in railway and defense stocks here. Laurus Labs, my only worry is it has run up a lot, but I don't have a strong conviction to kind of sell this stock or short this stock now. I would say I'll ride the trend, as long as 1035 is protected on the upside. The overall trend is likely to be bullish. IDFC First Bank is also good stock. I think you can continue holding. 82.5 is a strong support, and as long as 82.5 holds, chances are that it can move up higher. Swiggy is also good. The thing is, Swiggy and Zomato aren't making money. Just that we are ordering a lot from Swiggy and Zomato, but I think they are yet to see substantial profits on their profit and loss. So I feel Swiggy is very important for us to get a breakout above 420. On the downside, I feel consider having 375 as an SL. मौलिक जी अगर आपने 600 से वेट किया ही है, then I think it's better consider 375 as an SL. If it goes below 375, then I think you need to consider it again. Orient Cement, I would say avoid for now, though the cement stocks are in flavor, but see the overall trend is still down. Though the stock is up around 5%, the overall trend still continues to remain down. Wait and watch. Wait for some few days, Rajnish ji. Avoid Orient Cement for now. Trend again, avoid. See overall trend अभी भी नीचे है. जब तक एटलीस्ट 4300 4400 तक नहीं जाता है तब तक अवॉइड करना ट्रेंड को. मौलिक जी इज आस्किंग सिल्वर एंड गोल्ड. See, I'm not looking at silver and gold from a 3-4 years perspective. Ideally look at silver and gold from an extremely long term perspective, let's say from 10 to 15 years. So it's ideally, like I said, it's good to have an allocation in equity, bonds, gold and silver, so that even if equity markets underperform for a year, example, if you see what has happened in the last 1 year, equity markets have underperformed. But if you had gold and silver in your portfolio, that would have kind of balanced out your portfolio here. But if you look at 2 years back, that was a time when your mid cap and small cap counters were running very good, but your gold and silver was kind of underperforming. So, it's very, rather than, going for a particular asset allocation at any given point of time, it's better to have equal allocation towards all assets, or maybe have, let's say, if you maybe have some portion towards real estate investment trusts, have some allocation towards equities, have some allocation to bonds, have some allocation to overseas markets as well. There are Hansing Bs, there are S&P 500 ka bhi Bs that are available out there. You don't have to invest only in Indian markets. With the help of mutual funds, you can invest in overseas market as well. Then you can have some allocation towards gold. You can have some allocation towards silver. You can have allocation towards mid caps and small caps. You can have one concentration towards large caps. So ideally balance it out, rather than having 2 साल के लिए हम equity करेंगे, 3 साल के लिए silver करेंगे, just because silver flavor में है. So balance it out. I would say that is how you will have a good asset allocation with you. Will Tata Sierra be a game changer for TMPV? I think purely if you ask me from a chart perspective, I feel, Tata Motors, especially even when the auto sector as a sector was outperforming, this was one particular counter that was underperforming here. I feel more than Tata Sierra, I don't really know whether that could be a game changer. I think that is only time will say. but they have a lot of catching up to do, definitely. Not only that, their JLR sales, all those numbers kind of needs to improve. But between Tata Motors passenger vehicles and commercial vehicles, I would feel TMCV is much better here. Midani, continue to hold Midani. I think Midani again, आज अगर आपने परचेस किया तो अराउंड 290 का एसएल रख के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो हिम्मत जी. दो में यहाँ से दिख तो नहीं रहा है कि एक ट्रेंड रिवर्सल है, भले ही पुल बैक आया है पिछले 3 दिन से, बट आई वुड से अगर आपने लिया ही है तो 290 का एसएल रख के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. आईटीसी होल्ड करना, आई थिंक कंसिडर हैविंग 395 as an SL for ITC. Suzlon, I would say avoid Suzlon because overall trending down trending stock है, better to avoid Suzlon here. Sir, senior citizens can wait for silver and gold yields for 10 years. Yeah, I agree for asset allocation. Obviously, so if you are someone, you are new, if you are in your 30s, 40s, if you have your portfolio balanced towards equities, consider having, having allocation towards assets like real estate investment trusts. You can have some money in your NPS. You can have in gold, you can have it in silver, you can have it in equities. Under equities also, you can have some allocation towards mid and small, some towards large caps. Then you can have it in overseas market as well. That is how you create a balanced portfolio. So rather than having all your money stashed in equities, it's better to have all assets around, so that if one of the asset falls for, let's say, a couple of years, your equity will, or your portfolio will be balanced out. Okay, so I guess that's all from today's mid-market session. I hope it was informative. And see you again at 4 o'clock today, guys, for a webinar on relative rotational graph. Until then, bye, guys. Take care and stay safe. And see you at 4 o'clock today. Bye, guys. Take care.